Hey there, Arma here. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. Today I want to talk about the power of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is a superpower within itself because it really establishes a lot of different things between one or two people or a group of people, just relationships in general. And today I want to talk about that based on, something I recently had to do. So here comes another short story time. So recently, within the past few days, I reached out to previous people I used to, work on different art projects with, music, different things like that. And a lot of times with some people in the past, we had disagreements, misunderstandings, and, sometimes you get very passionate, especially when you're doing anything art related. Art is about expressing yourself, so sometimes people have battles between creative controls and what they want here, what they want there. And so I took the time to basically reach out to the people that I used to work and collaborate with, whether I left on good or bad terms with them. And I just reached out and said, hey, I know we had our disagreements and stuff like that, but, I really appreciate what you have done. And, if there was anything that I did that hurt you, that wasn't my intention, my apologies. And if, whatever you did to hurt me, I forgive you for. And I did that because, for myself to just make peace with past situations that, that kind of linger in your subconscious. And you just kind of want to clear the air and just be real transparent up front and be like, hey, I just want to be cool. I just want to have peace. We did have the good times, working and collaborating with each other. So initially when I was sending out reaching out to all the past people I worked with, I thought I would get ignored, and I thought that maybe it might come out in a wrong way, or their response may not be too pleasant, or I might come off as annoying, or I was thinking maybe they would be like, oh, why are you reaching out to me now? So but I just did it anyway, even whether they respond or not, just to know that they see it one day, So, but in return, I did get a lot of the same, mutual feelings from those people. And, they were thankful too. And, they said thank you and, appreciate all that you've done as well. And, keep up the good work, just a lot of nice things, just all positivity and signs of caring. So I really appreciate those people. If you're watching, you know who you are. And yeah, I just wish nothing but the best for people. Even though sometimes things happen in life, but yeah, that was just something I recently did. That transitions into why do we forgive, and that goes hand in hand with why did I do what I did? Why did I forgive people that may have said things or done things that came off in a negative way towards me? Well, sometimes we forgive because it's the right thing to do, especially if it's something that's small or minor, something that's not a big deal. And you do it to help create peace, help to create clean, neutral energy in a way. And so sometimes it's not always forgiving the other person because we want them to feel appreciated. You're doing forgiveness to express yourself, talk about how you feel, and do it for yourself so that you can move on and release negative energy. So some other examples of why other people may forgive others is, like I mentioned, to help alleviate pain, hate, and anger. Keeping in all that hate and anger, messes with your, not only your conscious but your subconscious, because the subconscious mind is even more challenging to control, because you say you go through a traumatic issue with someone, or they're being mean or abusive towards you. A lot of that you hold on to, even though you're not thinking about it consciously, like in a conscious state of mind, but in your subconscious, it's kind of just there. And when you release all that hate and anger, it's like getting rid of the trash. So another example is to move on from the past and just accept the reality. In life, it's, a lot of people always, oh, your past, what you do and stuff like that. A lot of the times people do things in their past that they're not even, like, they will look today to themselves today and be like, oh, why did I, even do that? But the reality is, if you move on from the past and accept the reality, accept that, okay, this person did this in the past, and, time has passed, maybe now is different and stuff like that. This was the reality of the situation, so, you might as well forgive sometimes. So the next thing is to get a better understanding of any misunderstandings. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times when people have beef, or, they can't stand each other, they have animosity towards each other, sometimes it's really just a big misunderstanding. So getting a better understanding, and, going back to someone and saying, I forgive you what you've done, but this is how, this is just how I felt at the time. And, I understand you maybe felt this way, but this is how I felt. And, they could come back and say, oh, well, I didn't know you felt that way, but I did that because I felt like this. So when you get a better understanding, that helps through forgiveness as well. So, yeah. So let's talk about what forgiveness is not. So forgiveness is not giving others multiple chances. You're not going to say, oh, I forgive you, just to keep giving people chances, and they keep hurting you after hurting you over and over, right? And some people do it. Some people see forgiveness as that, but it's not really keep giving people multiple chances, because that creates a toxic cycle, especially in an abusive cycle, right? So the next one is, forgiveness is not breaking boundaries, okay? You're not coming towards someone and saying you forgive them just to say, okay, they might think, oh, because this person says they forgives me, now I can, have the right to feel what I want to say, and if I want to be mean, or if I want to do this and that, I could just cross that boundaries. But no, it's not for that. It is not. You could forgive someone, but always stick to your boundaries and do what feels right in your intuition. The next one is to make you feel weaker. That is not what forgiveness is. It's not to, make you a weaker person, or think that, you're coming out with weakness. If anything, forgiveness is strong. You want to just think about when you watch like high profile court cases, and all the families make their impact statements, and it's a very tough time for everyone. Everyone's emotional and stuff, and some families of the victims, as far as criminal cases, high profile criminal cases go, they'll express like how they feel and the pain that has come on to them, and sometimes they'll forgive. They'll even mention in their statement they forgive the suspect, which is very hard to do, especially if it's being televised as well. It's very hard to do, to be in front of a person that hurt you or your family, and to say that you forgive them, right? To basically keep peace, within themselves and for their family. Next, forgiveness is not for any other person. Forgiveness is for you. When you tell someone, hey, I forgive you for this and that, you're just letting them know that you accept the reality of the situation that happened in the past. But it's not like where you're saying in your mind, oh, let me forgive this person because maybe they're better, and I'll do this because I know it would mean so much to them. Like, no, you're doing it for yourself, okay? That forgiveness is mainly for yourself to help create peace and potentially have a better bond and eliminate any misunderstandings with the person that you may have not had a good past with. Okay, so forgiveness is for you. Like that dude pointing at you right now. It's for you. So before you forgive someone, what are some things you need to think about, right? What are some things you need to think about before you forgive someone? So some things you might need to think about is it worth it? Is it really, are you really interested, or do you really feel like forgiving the person based on what they did? Now, if it's something that you feel like is something major and something really like drastic and severe, and you don't want to do that, then you don't have to do it. But if you're thinking about like, we really had a great bond. The relationship we had a lot of great good times, or I had this great friendship with this person, right? And everything was called off of something small or just a misunderstanding. Then maybe you might consider sending a message and saying, hey, this is how I feel, I forgive you for this or that. But and then sometimes the person who may hurt you may come out and say, I know I messed up in the past, and just want to know, let you know I was thinking of you, and I hope you forgive me someday, or something like that. Another thing that you can think about that I talked previously about on this presentation is, are you doing it for yourself because deep in your gut you feel it's the right thing to do? If you want to forgive someone, if that's what it takes to make you feel at peace, then you should probably do it. Follow your intuition. But if you're doing it because, oh, I really miss the person, I really miss the good times we have. Maybe if I tell the other person I forgive them, maybe things could go back to how they were, and, they will see me in a much better light, or something like that. Then you might want to reconsider what the definition of forgiveness will actually like mean to you, because a lot of times people go back into bad toxic relationships or friendships and forgive the other person and go right back to base one. So that's something you need to consider. Are you doing it for you, or you're doing it for the other person and just for a situationship? And sometimes also people forgive others because they feel alone and they really want someone to hang out with again, and they just forgive bad toxic people because they can't stand being alone. They just gotta be around people, instead of using a lot of energy to learn more about themselves, or put themselves in better positions where they can meet people that have better energy than their past peeps. So in conclusion, forgiveness has a lot of power to it, but if you utilize it in the right way for yourself, then lots of magic can happen. But if you use it out of a way of being disingenuous, and you're not really using it for the right reasons, then you might end up with the same previous results you had when you were in a bad spot with another person or a group of people. So just always be aware of what you're doing, where is it coming from, why do you want to do it. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's video. I hope this helped someone in some way, and share your thoughts. Let me know what you think, And if there's any other topics you want me to cover, just let me know in the comment section down below. And feel free to like the video if you can relate to this message today. And see you all in the next one. Take care.